It has been believed since ancient times that a professional athlete should have Apollo's body, Hercules' strength, and Ares' fighting skills. But our hero has collected all these stereotypes and spit on them.
What?
Esch, better known as Butterbean, was an elite heavyweight who ate his opponents as if they were hot dogs.
I'll tell you what, I can
Just a sideshow.
big ripping shots by Butterbean.
Many people even thought this chubby guy would defeat Mike Tyson.
And he winked at George.
And in this video, we'll show you what he was capable of. This is Boxing Game. Here we go. In 1995, Esch was on a streak of 9 wins in a row and easily took out every opponent.
Right now, he's just a sideshow.
Big ripping shots by Butterbean.
However, a fighter of incredible athleticism, Doug Norris, appeared on the horizon. The traces of doping was not detected in Butterbean's blood the day before the fight, but traces of spicy chicken and soda were found. Apparently, it was the secret weapon of the puffy fighter. On the fight day, Butterbean knew that it would not be easy for him because Norris's nickname, Dangerous, spoke for itself. Butterbean looked like a ferocious boar, while Doug looked like a boar hunter, and the hunt started.
Contest. He won several regional tournaments and
Norris immediately wanted to cook a huge Humpty Dumpty into an omelet, but couldn't break through Esch's cholesterol armor. Next, Butterbean recalled that it was almost dinner time and decided to make American Duck out of Doug.
you see a reason why. He'll outbox him, but then he'll get popped. They clashed heads, and that's...
And for dessert, Eric served up an incredible knockout, turning the dangerous Norris into harmless Norris.
Well, it's wild now, folks, and there goes Doug Norris! But I don't even like to think of myself as Eric Esch. He's his right hand there, and Butterbean's professional opponents have given him...
Every Butterbean fight was breathtaking and unbelievable, but the truly interesting incident occurred in a fight against Pat Jackson in 1995. In the fight, Jackson looked very fierce, and with his powerful punches, he almost made holes in the walking beer keg.
Butterbean tried to dig the body there. Now Jackson stood upright more instinctively. If he tries to get too fundamentally oriented...
He was literally burning off a layer of fat in Esch's body with his frenzied pressure.
For Butterbean, as you heard.
Then Eric's cornerman stimulated his beastly appetite by smearing mayonnaise on his face during a break. And then the puffy guy was ready for a meal and got down to business.
We're in round 2, and they told Butterbean in between rounds what is a survival mode. He's not punching much. I don't think he has much on the punch. He's
So left hook to the body, then go upstairs. Now he's uppercutting.
The interesting thing, Dave, is he has legs and is tired.
Well, now he's throwing the tough man type punches they told him.
With his punches, he began to feed Pat like a pet.
Good body work by Butterbean. That's a good idea by him, no?
Butterbean was unstoppable. He got into such a rage that even the referee was in trouble.
Might be one of the most dramatic shots he walked into. Boy, that's
Seeing such a brutal knockout, Pat was frightened and voluntarily refused to continue the fight. With the double victory, Butterbean went to celebrate with a double portion of chicken wings.
Guys, Terry Wood, who doesn't have to ref anymore.
However, one cocky showboater dared to bully and provoke the giant, but what eventually happened to him, you will find out at the end of the video. In 1997, Butterbean faced his main rival in his career, Billy Eaton. By that time, Eric had already become world famous for his crushing knockouts, so Eaton decided to raise his popularity and make a name for himself by destroying our hero.
Billy.
The whole fight, Billy like a puppet from Saw movie, gave Butterbean a real nightmare.
Down when you look down and see ankles like that. They got something to
Packs a wallop, doesn't he? Even with a couple more straight left. But he's leaned on the ropes in this round more often than he's leaned on...
Esch barely managed to survive that fight with a draw.
A majority draw.
And a year later, the fierce rivals got a rematch. Eaton wanted Butterbean's head at last, but the fight began, and Esch, recalling the previous fight, unleashed all his rage on his opponent. But it wasn't enough to avenge the first fight. Butterbean seasoned his cold dish of revenge with a pinch of showboating and completely crushed his opponent. At the last moment, however, Eric Esch faced his truly greatest enemy, stamina. Billy quickly began to take advantage of this and make a chop out of this huge piece of meat. We don't know if Butterbean was having a harder time from the lack of air or Ethan's punches. But one thing was clear. Billy was one step away from fulfilling his dream. But Eric had other plans, and apparently was hungry, and just knocked his opponent out cold. And so Billy Eaton was eaten.
He really lets it all hang out. That's why people like to watch him. Look, right to the chin and came back with a right hand. Very, very impressive. In hockey, they would call that a deke. Over Cowboy Bill Eaton in the rematch.
In 1996, the 170-kilo dumpling faced another athlete in the ring, Jonathan Whitfield, nicknamed the Bull. At their stare-down, Whitfield wanted to intimidate our hero with his physical superiority. However, Butterbean is only afraid of an empty refrigerator and a treadmill. The bell rang, and the Chubby's meal began.
Of his 7 fights, but comes in and says, well, Butterbean with 19 wins, 9 first round wins by Butterbean. Now he rushes in, he sees an opportunity. And
Butterbean took on the role of Matador and began to tame the aggressive Buffalo.
Butterbean knows he's closing in. Whitfield watching. And Ed, you were talking about Butterbean trying to get that jab at him. Hey, you want to be famous? Ed, I called it! For this one.
And further, sending Whitfield into the textures of the ring, Butterbean once again proved that muscles in boxing do not matter.
Joel Scott, rising young heavyweight. Out there, Butterbean saying he can win his 20th against Butterbean!
And so we come to the long-awaited fight. In 1999, Eric Esch faced Jackie Bird. Bird had an advantage in height and reach and thought he could easily run over the humble Puffy.
Out of the tough man competition, and he just turned professional, so he's at a...
From the beginning, Bird went forward, easily hitting projectiles on the huge target.
Point out they're using 6.
The showboater sensed an advantage and started mocking the fat man.
Just smiling through this round. Looking to load up that time. Beard says, no, you hit me on the shoulder.
Butterbean tried to snap back, but Bird imagined himself a goose and dodged all the punches.
Doing a little hot dogging there. Yeah, they like pillows unless you get more of the pro style than he is a tough man. Right, because Bean just wants to punch it out.
At some point, Showboater already believed in his victory in advance and began to dance.
Round fighters. This is the second round.
But Eric was determined to stop the disco. First, he ate all punches like spicy wings. And then with an accurate right, he sent Bird to the ropes like barbecued meat. Butterbean practiced this move before, as he often takes beer from the top shelf. Butterbean punished the cocky showboater, making him much humbler. Butterbean is a true boxing legend. In this video, you have seen his best knockouts. Iron Mike was truly lucky not to meet this omnivorous monster in the ring. I wonder what the big man would be capable of if he weighed 50 pounds less. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe.